Hi friends, Starry, and just wanted to show you another use for wood chips. You know, I talk so much about the back to Eden method and using it in gardening, but today we're going to be using it for something different. All right, my friends, I just want to show you real quickly. See all these willow trees? There are actually, there's going to be 300 here, but Mr. C planted 211 these last weeks, or within a week, I don't know, he's like Superman. And what we are doing here today is placing wood chips around the willow trees. What an outstanding idea. You know, they're going to keep the weeds down, they're going to help with the moisture control, they're going to enrich the soil. He's got over 200 feet of soaker hosing in here too. But he's planting this because we live on a very, it's a rural road, it's very dirty, and there's a lot of dust that comes over by the house. And this is going to be an impermeable wall of beautiful willow trees. Willows grow very, very fast. And can you believe he did 211? So that's what we are doing here today. I got a whole big pile of wood chips, as you see, look at that. And I got it for $20. $20. It's a Starry bargain. But we're unloading it today, and we are just going to saturate this whole willow tree orchard with wood chips and see God do his magic with these trees. So just remember, you can really think outside the box when it comes to this method. It just doesn't apply to your garden. It can apply to your apple orchard, your peach orchard, your trees around the house, your shrubs, everything. It works the same way. And look at how beautiful these wood chips are. Look at this. These are over a year old. Perfect. And the same applies to your trees. You need to make sure they're aged wood chips. They don't have to be a year old, but they need to be aged at least a season. So remember that. You want aged chips. And then after that, you can just keep layering and layering. The same technique, the same recipe with your trees and your bushes and your shrubs. Your berry bushes applies to those as it does with your back to Eden garden. Really easy. Follow the recipe. You can't go wrong. Now the nice thing about using the wood chips for your berry bushes and your fruit trees and any type of tree is the watering. Now he has a big soaker hose, which is fine, but you know what? He wouldn't even need the soaker hose if he just stick with just the wood chips. But you know, he laid this soaker hose, which is awesome. And now he's going to add the wood chips. But if you don't have a soaker hose, this works as a soaker hose. That's what wood chips do. The more layers you have, the better moisture management you will have for your trees and your bushes and all of that. So look at that. We're getting a pile. We've gotten the wood chips unloaded. This is what Mr. C did. He took as much as he could and layered around every fruit tree that he has and his wall of willows. And what this is going to do is help with the moisture management, water management, weed management. It's going to nourish the fruit trees. It's going to nourish the willows. It's going to help build soil. And just like the Back to Eden garden, you do the same recipe. I think we talk so much about the Back to Eden garden that we forget that the Back to Eden garden and the wood chips applies to anything that we're growing. And the concept and the idea of that has no boundaries. When you're planting a tree, when you're planting an apple orchard, if you're planting your raspberry bushes, you're planting blueberry bushes. Back to Eden garden method. And now let's talk about watering, because here's something that we also forget with the Back to Eden garden method. And Mr. C brought this up, his water bill, his electric bill. All the bills that he gets in order to run his household on the grid here. Bill, it was a great reminder that not every area in these parts of the country, in any part of the country, has low water bills, has access to endless water, has sustainable water. Look at California. Look at many states that put the kibosh on sprinkling your lawns and watering your gardens. Not enough water to go around. And that's why this method is so awesome, because of the water management it provides. So even though Mr. C's water bill in the peak of summer right now, and it's been very hot here, I think he said it was little over $100, still, when you are retired or on a budget, every dime counts. And that's why wood chips are free. Well, this was 20 bucks, but 20 bucks versus $100 or $200 water bill a month can really save a family. So it's worth the investment to look for wood chips and implement this method even with your trees and your berry bushes and your flower bushes and your shrubs. You see, it really is a method that does not just stay inside the confines of a box. It's God. It's natural. He's sovereign. He's everywhere. And the Back to Eden garden method applies for everything in nature.